John, yeah, a disappointing defeat, playing the majority of the game against 10 men. It feels like a bad day from early on, really. Is that what it feels like to you?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to really comprehend what sort of happened today. I think it was a bizarre game, a really bizarre game. But there only really ever looked like one team that was going to go and win it, and unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Now, I don't think it was our best game. I really don't. I think we were probably maybe first gear the whole game, when really we've arguably been third or fourth gear, and I think we've done well. But today was just one of them games. I think we huffed and we puffed, and they've defended their absolute lives on the line there, and I don't think the referee really helped either team, to be honest with you. I think it was a bit stop and start. They obviously play a certain way, and we kind of fell into their traps, shall we say. And yeah, listen, I'm disappointed, but I've not gone in there and roasted everyone, because that's absolutely not right. You look at the form and the way this team's come on the last 2.5 months. It's really, if you reflect on it, the team's been magnificent, and that group of players in there, they've worked their absolute socks off for me, for my staff, and I can't sit here and say that they haven't done enough today, because they've done more than enough over this period of time to give them the benefit of the doubt today, that ultimately we can say it was a bit of an off day. And it's not great to say, and I don't want to say stuff like that, because really, if we want to go and do what we want to do, you can't have off days. But we're still learning. I'm learning. The staff are learning. We're learning about this group, and I think we definitely learned a lot today. They played a certain way. We played into their hands almost. And yeah, no, listen, I don't think we deserve to lose the game, but certainly don't think we deserve to win the game. So yeah, one of them.
There's ways of playing against 10, isn't there? I thought maybe we went a little bit too direct. Would a better way have been to try and stretch them out, try and break through that way?
Yeah, obviously, I think so. And we've played a certain way that we don't normally play. I say a certain way. That's not the instruction that we've given them. I think when you play against, I've been on the pitch numerous times against 10 men. You start chasing a game of football, don't you? You start chasing it, and ultimately you start turning to what we'd probably call as plan B, and plan B is you start putting it into a striker like Byron, who's fantastic, by the way, and he's been brilliant over the last God knows how long. And yeah, maybe we went a bit too direct. Maybe you're absolutely right. It's something that we'll look at. There's no point now assessing a game 30 minutes after the game's just finished. I think it's important that I personally go and watch the game back. We look at things, decide what we could have done better, what we didn't do so well, and I think now that we've got the Tuesday, Thursdays back in, we can do a lot more work with them, and we can focus on a lot, because we're still learning as a group. I said it just before, we're still learning an awful lot. We're still trying to do different things to what we've done before, so there's periods where we're maybe a little bit uncomfortable. That we won't have played as a group there against 10 men. We won't have done that. So we've learned a lot, and that's what it's got to be today. It's not got to be a massive disappointment. It's got to be a lesson for us. It's not a failure. It's a lesson. It's something that we can push on from and kick on from, and I certainly think we'll do that, especially with that group of lads in there.
Yeah, the first goal, I suppose you can't do much about that. Ben makes a save and it's a rebound, but is the second one the one that hurts, because it's so soon in the second half? It's pretty much a free header.
Yeah, no, of course it does. You don't want to concede off a set piece, and it's something that we've been so good at. We look at the games that we've lost this season, but we look at Mosley, we conceded off a long throw. Today we've conceded off a corner when really we shouldn't have done. And the first goal was avoidable. Today could have easily been a 1-0 win and a really poor performance, but we walk away and go 3 points. But it hasn't worked out like that. And I go back to it, it's a lesson. It's something that as a group we have to learn. And I talk about group, I don't talk about the 11 players on the pitch or the 13, 14, including the subs. I talk about us as a staff, a club. You can't win every game. I've just said that in there. You can't win absolutely every game. Everyone's heard that before, but you can't. But the one thing that you can do is you can learn from your defeats, your losses. You can learn from these periods, and I think that's something that we've certainly got to do here. And listen, I'm really disappointed. I don't want to make this sound like I'm not disappointed, because I am. But I'm also, in a way, positive, because we've just learned a massive lesson today, the only thing that's going to happen now is we can push on from this. That's the only thing that this group can do. We've got to kick on from this, push on from this, and we've done it before. We've had setbacks, we'll have knockbacks, and we'll have many more. And hopefully not too many, but we will. We'll have moments this season where we're not happy, and we've just got to make sure that we're pushing on from them and learning from them and kicking on. So into the next game, we've got a massive one. I mean, we've got a massive month now. Withenshaw next weekend, and then we've got 2 massive home games which we've got to win. And listen, we're still in a good position in the league. We're still third. When we first took over, I think we were 17th, so we've come an awful long way. And that group in there has done it all. So it's not a period now to start moaning or picking out individuals. It's a moment for us to go and learn, reflect, and push on and kick on again for the next game.